it'd be amazing to start losing belly fat in as little as 3 days without being on a super restrictive diet? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to set up your own flexible dieting plan in a way that fits perfectly with your food preferences and your lifestyle. It's no secret that my favorite type of flexible dieting approach is fasting, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to customize your own fasting plan from beginning to end. Before we dive right in, I want to make sure everyone understands what a flexible dieting plan is and why it's so much better than a super restrictive dieting model, especially for long-term fat loss and weight maintenance. Most diet plans have a list of foods that you can eat and a list that you can't eat. And a lot of them also have rules like what time of the day to eat your meals, how many meals you should have per day, and many diet plans require you to weigh out your food down to the very last gram. Flexible dieting gets rid of all these stressful rules, allowing you to feel like you're not even dieting at all. Now, belly fat isn't going to come off separately from other fat in your body. I said this many times before, but I'll say it again. Your body loses fat as one unit, and there's no way to target fat burn. However, if your goal is to lose belly fat and fat around your midsection in general, then your focus should be on creating a sustainable diet plan that helps you burn fat from your whole body. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you how to do right now. With flexible dieting, there isn't any one method that you gotta stick to because that wouldn't be very flexible at all. But there are many different approaches that I'm gonna lay out for you, and my favorite approach is fasting, as I mentioned before. When I say fasting, most people think of intermittent fasting, which in case you don't know what that is, intermittent fasting involves an 8-hour feeding period, and that you could pick at any time of the day, and then you would have to fast for the other 16 hours of the day. Intermittent fasting is super popular, but it's definitely not the only way to fast on a flexible dieting plan. Many people will take an entirely different fasting approach, like eating normally for 5 days of the week, and then they'll follow a fasting protocol for 2 days of the week where they're having 0 calories or close to no calories. Fat loss is a process that occurs over the course of time, and it's about total calories and macros over that span of time. Even if you overeat calories 2 or 3 days out of the week, but then have 2 or 3 fasting days, your totals will balance out, and you could still wind up with a calorie deficit at the end of that week, meaning you're gonna burn fat. So the way that you would structure your fasting plan is first decide how would you like to eat. Do you want to eat twice a day, 3 times a day, once a day, or do you want to completely fast some days in order to be able to eat more on the other days that you're eating? The less time in the week that you're willing to dedicate to fasting, the more careful you have to be with exceeding too many calories. And vice versa, the more time you dedicate to fasting, the more you can get away with during your feeding periods. To help you out, I'll give you some templates. As you know, there's intermittent fasting, which I already went over. It's roughly 2 to 3 meals a day, 8-hour eating period, and 16-hour fasting period. There's also the warrior diet, where you have a 4-hour eating window and a 20-hour fast, allowing you 1 to 2 meals a day. Another template is omad, or 1 meal a day, which is exactly what it sounds like. You pick one time every day that you're gonna eat at and then fast until that time again the next day. And then the last template I wanna go over is the 5-2 diet, where you're gonna eat normally 5 days of the week and then spend 2 days of the week completely fasting, where you're having very, very few calories, like under 500 or 0. All of these structures will work, but you have to pick the one that best suits you. And keep in mind that as you fast longer, you'll become more capable of doing harder fasts like the warrior diet and omad, 1 meal a day. If you're brand new to fasting, it's a good idea to start with intermittent fasting because it gives you the longest feeding window, and then you can slowly progress to tougher fasting protocols. Before you're able to completely do this based on intuition alone, you will have to first track some calories and some macros to get a good idea of what your totals are. Now keep in mind this is only temporary until you realize about how much food you should be eating for the whole week to lose body fat. You can calculate your calories and macros by using my calorie calculator that I have linked up below in the description. It'll give you a total amount of calories for fat loss as well as what your best macros would be based on your body. Once you have those calories and those macros for the day, you can divide them up based on what plan you're going for. For example, if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're gonna have 3 meals a day, you can have all even meals by having 33% of your calories for your first meal, your second meal, and your third meal. If you're a big fan of dinner, you could put 20% of your calories for your first meal, 20% of your calories for your second meal, and then 60% of your calories for your last meal. you would track that for the first week or so, and you really would want to use an app like MyFitnessPal for that. Now let's say you were doing the 5-2 approach. In this situation, you would multiply the total calories and macros that you get from my calorie calculator by 7 days for 7 days a week, and then divide by 5 since you're only going to be eating 5 days of the week and fasting the other 2 days. That'll give you the calories and macros for each of those 5 days that you're eating during the week. From there, you can once again divide that within the day if you want 10% for breakfast, 30% for lunch, and 60% for dinner, or whatever division you want, like I just talked about earlier. And you can do this for any one of the diet templates that I talked about, or you can create your own template as long as you understand the core concepts that I just went over. You can have 1 day during the week where you fast, the other 6 days where you eat more normally, or you can have 3 days of very low calories and then the other 4 days with a lot higher calories. Or you could do intermittent fasting 1 day, then the warrior diet the next day, and then the rest of the week you could do 1 meal a day. As long as you follow the concepts that I just outlined in this video and use the calculator at first to make sure that you're not exceeding calories, because just because you're fasting doesn't mean that you can't still exceed calories or macros. As long as you do it like that for the first week or so, you can set up your own customized fasting diet plan and then make adjustments based on how your body responds. Once you create your perfect plan, you'll start seeing results in as little as 3 days. But remember, you have to be consistent to allow your progress to stack up. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you out. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, if you want a simple, done-for-you plan, try my free 6-week challenge, where all you have to do to get it for free is actually commit to sticking to the plan. And most of my clients are either losing a minimum of 20 pounds or 5% body fat in 6 short weeks. You get a meal plan, a workout plan, and most importantly, a coach that's gonna check in with you every single week and help keep your mind and your goals on track. After you're done losing a bunch of body fat with the challenge, we progress you into a flexible dieting plan that's also done for you. Click the link below and that'll take you straight there. What are you waiting for? Seriously, click that link. This challenge will completely change your life. The website is gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.